Welcome to Carrying the Torch, an igniting interview series with practitioners from the Global Human Movement Studies Network. Together, we're spreading a new perspective of radical physical education for the 21st century. Let's start today's interview. Hello, this is Rich from Hidden Body, and next to me I have Gerald, the teacher or one of the teachers at the Movement Practice Vienna. And today we're here in the beautiful Padova, standing at the legendary pyramid. For those of you who are familiar with the field of movement, this is an area we gather at frequently. So today and yesterday we went into different experiences. Could you share some of those experiences and what we did exactly?
Mm-hmm. Yesterday it started when we all met and just entering a bus, and that took us to this amazing facility where we had this really deep pool, like literally a hole that goes 40 meters into the ground. This pool is made for apnoe diving and in general about diving. So Marcello organized this whole thing to actually have this experience of exposing yourself to the apnoe diving. We did already some breath work, some tonic body work in the past year. So this was really to bridge the gap between what we did on dry land, entering a pool, literally just taking the deep dive. It was very interesting. I think the expectations from everyone, it was so interesting to see that the expectations from everyone were from I cannot do this at all to I will definitely go all the way to the 40 meters. But in the end, like getting confronted underwater, it was, I think, completely, sometimes even the opposite of what people expected, and that is always, that's just this you can only get when you truly expose yourself to these things. And it was beautiful to see that people who thought that they cannot do anything actually were able to dive like up to 10 meters or something. So really cool stuff.
Yeah. So yesterday we went into the water, diving into the deep and meeting parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
You've been studying with Marcello for quite a few years already, of course, in Vienna. We shortly before this interview also spoke about your process, becoming a student, and then slowly becoming a teacher as well. And today we also went into some different practices. Could you also shed some light on these practices and what it means for you to be a student?
These today, like the practices. You mean the cipher we just did, for instance?
For example.
Yeah. We meeting in the setting. It's always something else because you have all these people who are truly immersed in this experience, in this practice, and are really up to it to invest a great deal of time and energy into it. So it's a completely different vibe, and we especially today, Marcello introduced us to what is called in the breaking realm. So it's the cipher, which is just the circle you're entering, and we had this experience to actually form the circles in small groups and just stepping in and getting this exposure on one side, but also the support of everyone, and to just go through the acrobatic elements or the improvisational elements you have, and feeling how you connect with the other people in this scenario, and also bringing it more into the movement practice is a crucial thing, and it was really cool to be a part of it.
Yeah, so recognizing the importance of coming together in a group and then being exposed to, you could say, a very interesting concept within the world of dance, or the concept of a cipher. And as a student, how did you go through these through this specific experience, how was it for you to be exposed
Yeah.
to this open scenario?
Mm. So in the beginning there was a lot of friction because I'm really not the person who likes to have this kind of exposure to step into the circle, and especially um, trying to yeah, trying to show some of the skills especially in front of these high level practitioners. So it was really also really good to um, again go through this process that as a student to get confronted with something, even feeling this impulse of no, that's not for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then but giving it a chance and going through the experience and slowly getting into it and actually then opening up and see what it can actually do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this it seems like this idea of exposing
Mm.
yourself to different experiences and experiences and scenarios and stepping outside of your comfort zone is something that you really connect to very deeply.
Yes.
And perhaps this was also a nice bridge to the following question. We were talking about bridges a few
Yeah.
minutes ago, but a nice bridge into the next question. What was the biggest challenge that you've experienced so far as a practitioner, and why was it the biggest challenge for you?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges was that I was firstly, yes, exactly this sensation that I felt very closed in a way, not really open to what the world would throw at me. Also, like mentally, physically, I was more on the lethargic side of
Mm.
things, or maybe still have the pull to more the lethargic side in terms of personality, and also didn't have a very physical kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
I started very late with in my mid 20s, I would say, where I actually just discovered martial arts, and that was the first thing that I regularly practice and really felt like there is something that pulls me in and I
Mm.
want to move regularly. And so this is constantly needing to overcome this pull of being more withdrawn from the practice, being more like I don't feel like going, constantly overcoming this first barrier. Surely was one of the things that held me back for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, which in the end was a, was the most important thing I got from Marcello is to meet practices that would spark the inner fire, kind of where you cannot be lethargic, like
Yeah.
literally having to do a backflip from you arrive to the scene and you need to prepare mentally for it, and then you just need to go and through meeting not only the backflip but meeting this from various scenarios. I think this was really the most important thing. So yes, I keep wondering.
Yeah, sure.
I think I keep wondering.
So now being a teacher yourself, so
Yeah.
this sensation of friction. So for example, you mentioned
Mm,
okay, not wanting to go and still going, and then continuously going through these loops,
mm,
right? Which is a word that we hear a lot here.
yeah.
So kind of recognizing these moments and remembering, and then also transforming those moments.
Mm,
How do you think that influenced you as a teacher,
yeah.
and in how you teach your students?
Yes. So this coming more from this, uh, yeah, it really, how would I say, how can I say it? I think it's I really turned my biggest weakness into my strength. Like, of course, there is also the opposite that people can get too excited about something, or always having the fire burning and constantly just chasing one thing after the next. So, being able to through my history as a student, I was able to experience both extremes of the spectrum in this. So I think this really influences how I teach and how I see movement, and always trying to find the balance of this, and really not wanting to people to push into a certain direction, but just trying to provide the experiences in both realms and everything in between, and to provide it as an option, as a additional perspective of how it could be.
And if we look at what it is that we are doing, we're really also promoting all these embodied experiences, right? So you're really going through it directly. If you look at the world around you and how culture is evolving, and what we are doing with our physical education, what type of embodied experiences do you think people need more of? Is there a specific type of experience or skill or technique that you really focus on teaching your students, and why?
Yeah. So, what needs to really be cultivated more, from my perspective, I think, is this deep listening. Not having this certain goal of going into a session and I really want to achieve this skill today, which sometimes can be very beneficial if you're actually close to unlocking something, and today it's going to happen. No doubt, there is something into it. But having this ability of deep listening towards a body, towards yourself, to actually distinguish: am I actually fatigued and should rest, or am I actually just a bit lethargic because I was sitting all day and now it's time to spark the fire? Would be a quality that would help people in life. What is very important, especially these days, because people always have this kind of pull and follow the task list, and running for one thing after the next. So also it can also happen when they come to the practice. It's just another tick mark on the list. So I like really this idea of the embodied experience that you mentioned, that you have in balancing on a rail, where you really need to have this focus, this attentive awareness, to actually sense what's going on, while having this instant feedback if I'm there or not. So it's impossible to balance on the rail, could also be standing in a handstand, standing in a headstand. That is more towards balance, and this where your whole body is involved. That gives you instant feedback if I'm actually there or not. And I think, having this more of this, and arriving at the session and have this moment of deep listening, is the most crucial thing.
Wow, beautiful. So instead of like the extremely visible skills and the fireworks, what you're saying is that you want people to have more of these deep listening experiences, and then to have real balancing as a tool, or as a lens through which this can be cultivated as a direct experience. What type of benefits do you see inside of your students who go through these experiences and who eventually show up for a class with deep listening?
It translates to different. It translates differently, and I think to people it also connects always differently. And just the other day, some student told me, like, we did the rail balancing, and we also have it now as a project, like as a focus project in one of the movement classes. And afterwards we do locomotion, that is more physically taxing, I think. So we did the balancing, we did a few of the locomotion exercises, and then I left the space open, so if there are insights or anything. And one of the students stepped up, that is usually more on the quiet side, and she said, like, now she finally understands this more attentive, being more attentive going through the exercising, not just performing the exercise for the sake of doing something physically. But having this experience on the rail, and this observing the state of mind, this more attentive state of mind, and just then bringing it into the locomotion exercises, it felt completely different for her, and it got also more interesting, of course, and not just doing it for the sake of strength or mobility, but and yeah, I think this is I see it in many people that it just changes the way how they experience movement in general, and yeah, it connects on a deeper level because I can talk about this 1 million times. And in her case, I actually was talking. She often heard me talking about it 1 million times, and she was like, "Gary, finally I understand what they were saying all the time." And this is something really beautiful.
Yeah. So
Just to witness.
yeah, so it takes time to land
Mm.
in a way, and at the same time, at least, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're trying to take people almost from a way of doing to a way of being, and then that way of being is in all the doing that they do. So yeah, very profound, and I would also say very beautiful, and perhaps also invisible when people step into the school, Movement Practice Vienna. So with that in mind, what would you say to a new student? So imagine this would be your final class, so you show up for your final class with deep listening yourself, and a new student shows up, steps in, and you tell him, this is my final class today. What would you tell that individual who is just starting out to work on, or what would be the most important thing for them?
Yeah, it goes very much in this direction. You beautifully summed it up.
Yeah.
It is just trying to cultivate this embodied experience by little doses every day, and trying, even if you for a full week you're just rushing from one thing to the other and no time for practice or something like this, just try to have one moment every day. Could be just arriving and standing, breathing a bit, just trying to listen to your body, to your breath, to your mind, what's going on, and then try to take it into something physical, like whatever suits you best. Like could be just standing on a leg with closed eyes, or going into a headstand, going into a handstand. Not for the sake of the skill, but more for the ability to reach a calm state in this in a more challenging scenario.
Yeah.
And trying to mentally take a screenshot like of how it feels, and try to bring this into everything you're doing.
Wow.
Practicing, rushing to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So this, for me, also very much connects to the temporal and the spatial idea of you can practice anywhere, you can practice anytime. And what you would recommend to a new person is to find small moments throughout the day. Yes. Maybe it doesn't have to be a huge session of 90 minutes, but it could also be 10 seconds or 60 seconds, or just one picture that they could take. So I think extremely valuable information, and I also want to express my gratitude for your journey, for how you've been showing up also within the group with deep listening, always asking sharp questions, also being critical during the lectures, and then every now and then we're hearing the beautiful stories that you've had with your group in Vienna already. So I want to give you my gratitude for your journey and for how you've been developing and how you're inspiring the people around you. For the viewers, how can they find you, or how can they find Movement Practice Vienna?
Come to Vienna. No, but also, I mean, we are on Instagram, Movement Practice Vienna. We have a website, movementpractice.wien. Reach out to us. We are on basically all channels, I think, Google Maps. And yeah, we are always happy to welcome new students, new community members. Thank you I'm really grateful for this opportunity, Rich, and to be in this together.
Yeah. Thank you, Gerald.
Thank you for listening to Carrying the Torch. Together we're spreading a new perspective of radical physical education for the 21st century. Take what ignited you and pass it on.